Okay, great. Well, thanks for having us, and we're really excited to show you how IntegraCoder works, so let's just jump right into it. This is a screen that you should all be fairly familiar with. This is the schedule view, and we're going to look at our patient, Tammy. Now, to be clear, Tammy is not a real patient, but the note that that we're using for her is a real note. So we're going to go into it, and as you can see, again, this should all be very, very clear. So we're going to go into exam. And our technology, by default, reads a few different views. Or a few different fields in the EHR. So we view encounter reasons, chief complaint. We review history of present illness, review of systems, assessment plan, and procedure documentation. But that said, anytime if a provider uses other fields in the EHR, we can make our technology read that as well. So we're flexible in that. So in any event, we're going to go over to the face sheet, and then as you can see, there's this link to consult IntegraCoder. So we're going to consult IntegraCoder, and this is our technology, and we're going to see a few different notes here, but we're going to go to this one, load this up, and what we're going to find here is the EHR broken down into its fields. And so as you can see here, we have our diagnosis, chief complaint, procedure documentation, and review of systems. This will change based on different EHRs, but in essence, it'll all look the same. So as you mouse over, you can see that the words that are in the text, in the EHR text, are triggering certain codes from ICD-10, also from CPT, which we call procedures in this, items and services, or HCPCS, and also with ICD-9, which we've been asked by CMS to keep that around for future use. And so here we're going to go back to ICD-10, and so here's what we're going to wind up looking at so we've got notes here. You can sort of see what it excludes and other notes that might be relevant to the coding procedure. So we click this Add button. This brings the code down into the assessed field, and so then we're going to come over to the procedures, and we're going to look, and there's a number of procedures here, and as you can see again, it shows where things are coming from in the EHR. So we're going to select this 33405. Additionally, we have a dashboard view here that will show you the global days and the non-facility and facility RVUs, and as you know, this is where you get paid on. So these are always good things to check on, and as you're going to see, things like this are really good as research tools. And so we add this down here, and now let's just say, for instance, the provider puts in a note, and the coder comes in and believes maybe there's actually a better code to use for this. So in this case, we can come in and say, search for angina. Now, before I search for this, I'll show you that each of these procedures, HCPCS and ICD-9, all have this local search feature. And so when you search for this, it's going to bring in, under ICD-10, every single code that's associated with angina. And so you can see it's quite a lot. And it comes from all over the place. So you can then select from here. You can also go into what we call the book view, which is a great research tool, which allows you to see the entirety of the ICD-10, CPT, HCPCS, or ICD-9 coding base. So here we can see it's got all these B27.9 things, and then you can scroll down, and if you've got all the time in the world, you can scroll through the entire ICD-10 code base and, to your heart's content, but I don't recommend that. So in any case, you can always add from here. You can add from here, but we don't want this. So we're going to go ahead and remove this. So here we're going to go through, and you're going to see, in addition to the local search, we have a global search. So let's go ahead and delete angina from here. And we're going to take, for instance, this line of text. And we're going to put it in here, and this is what we call the global search. And this goes through all of our coding sets so that you can see throughout what something like aortic porcine valve replacement will come up. And again, sometimes it takes a few seconds to get going, but as you can see, it's very comprehensive. And again, you can add from the book view. You can look at the book view, excuse me. You can add from here. And so all of these things work, all of these searches work together. So here we are back at this, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to select a different code here. We're going to select this 93660 code. And then it comes down here, and as you can see, we've got a tab for modifiers, and you can look and see what common modifiers for this are. You can, if you know the modifier you want, you can add it manually, but here we're just going to go ahead and add this. And so we have 33405 and we have 93660, and then we're going to go ahead and add a HCPCS code of G0404. And so what we have here now is this super handy scrub feature. And you come up here, you click scrub, and this goes through the coding sets. And as you can see, there's some big problems with this. It gives red X's. So what we need to do is add, we failed to do, we need to add our diagnoses into these, and we'll rescrub. So here you can see now we have a green check mark, which shows it's okay. This is still a problem for the system. The procedure is not typically performed in a non-facility setting, place of service issues, inpatient setting stuff. So this really shows you what's going to cause you to potentially get audited, and so we really don't want this here. Additionally, we have these yellow exclamation points, and these are just warnings. Really, what we're about is helping you to get paid, and so these warnings may present a problem, but they're not like these red X's, which are basically guarantees that you're probably not going to get paid on this, and potentially worse. So we're looking for either green check marks, which is ideal, or these yellow exclamation points, which if you can justify them, you can go ahead and put them through. So we're just going to go ahead and delete that. We're going to delete that. Scrub it again. So here you can see it looks like everything is good for you to get paid. And now another interesting function here is our save feature. So if, say, the provider was in the session, delete that, and added this as the assessed field, you can save that and see the session was saved, and then you can come out of this, go back into Consult IntegraCoder, go back to our note, and what you'll find here is that the note has been saved as you left it with ICD-10. And then what we'll do is we'll go back in and we'll put in our proper codes. Let's scrub it one more time. Again, we add our diagnosis and our modifier. And so we're good. You should get paid on this note. So that said, I mean, that's really the extent of that's really the extent of what IntegraCoder can do. It's very good about context, and the scrub feature is very important. Now, if something doesn't come up and you feel like it should, there's always this button at the very top right-hand corner, which is our feedback button. You put in your name, your email, and report the problem, suggest a feature, share a thought, and these come directly to us, and we can make fixes to the system within a matter of an hour. And so anytime you're using it, feel free to send us feedback. And as another note, our technology can be used at any time during the history of the patient encounter. So when the doc or when the provider is working with it, he can then save it as I showed you, and then the biller or coder can come in and take it from there all the way to an auditor, an administrator, really anybody. So that said, Our pricing structure is based on it's a 30-day no obligation installation. After that point, we charge $14.50 per provider per year, and that's unlimited usage across a practice. So if you have 10 doctors or 10 providers and 25 coders, all 35 people can use it in that case. And we have discounts that start after 5 providers. We can give you personalized quotes, and if you want more information, if you want further demos or anything like that, look us up on the MDP page, the MDP Marketplace page, and email us, and we'll be happy to talk to you. So with that said, thanks again for having us, and have a great day.